All right, let's not sugarcoat this. What the fuck we're witnessing right now is the goddamn dismemberment of American democracy, live and in real time, courtesy of Donald Trump and his flying circus of wannabe fascists.
It's intense.
Exactly happened here.
Right, so the details are still coming in, but the reporting comes from our colleague Mike Cosner at our Washington, D.C. bureau. He's reporting that Judge Hannah Dugan, who she's a Milwaukee County Circuit judge, was arrested this morning, quote, for allegedly assisting an undocumented immigrant in avoiding arrest after he appeared in her courtroom.
And you're tuned into the Deep Dive Report Show. We're going deep on this because, frankly, it demands it.
Damn right it does. Today, we're talking about the arrest of Judge Hannah Dugan. And let me tell you, this isn't just some minor legal dispute. This is raw power politics.
It really cuts to the heart of things, doesn't it? The alleged weaponization of law enforcement, specifically the FBI in this case, against a sitting judge who dared to question federal agents.
But how do we know about it?
Yeah.
Well, it was proudly announced on X, formerly Twitter, by none other than Cash, I'm auditioning for a dictatorship. Patel. He actually posted about it.
Yes, the post highlighted the arrest, framing it in a way that suggested the judge was somehow interfering with immigration enforcement.
Interfering. Judge Hannah Dugan. She got cuffed and hauled off her own damn courthouse steps because she dared to demand ICE agents follow the goddamn law.
Specifically, reports indicate she asked for a judicial warrant before they could take custody of a battery defendant already in her courtroom.
A warrant. You know, that little thing required by the Constitution. Apparently that's obstruction now in Trump's America.
Well, legally speaking, the concept of obstruction is complex, but asking for a warrant is usually seen as part of a judge's duty to ensure due process within their own courtroom.
You think I'm being dramatic? They just had the FBI roll up on a sitting judge, a fucking judge in broad daylight, like she's some cartel boss or a meth dealer.
The visuals are certainly striking, an FBI arrest of a state judge on the steps of her courthouse. It sends a very, very strong signal.
It's a threat. And don't you dare for 1 second believe this is just about one immigrant or one judge or one courthouse. This is the Trump regime making it crystal fucking clear. Cross us and we will crush you.
It raises immediate concerns about judicial independence. If judges fear arrest for upholding procedures they believe are legally required,
then the whole system starts to crumble. Right? It becomes about fear, not law. This is pure, naked intimidation.
It's what some might call jackboot authoritarianism, stomping through the fucking front door of the judiciary.
Exactly. And look at the reactions. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers called it what it is. Dangerous rhetoric and an attack on our judiciary. He's not wrong.
No, and Senator Tammy Baldwin also weighed in quite pointedly.
Yeah, loved her quote, "We don't have kings in this country, but it sure feels like Trump and his buddies think they are kings, doesn't it?"
That quote really speaks to the fundamental principle of checks and balances and the idea that no one, not even the executive branch, is above the law or can command the judiciary.
But that's exactly what they want. This isn't about enforcing the law. It's about breaking the law, twisting it, weaponizing it to silence anyone who dares get in the way of Trump's white nationalist fever dream.
And there's a history here, isn't there? This isn't the first time we've seen this kind of pressure applied.
Not at all. Remember the Massachusetts judge they tried to crucify during Trump's first term? For basically the same damn thing.
Yes, that case involved allegations that a judge helped an undocumented immigrant evade ICE custody in a courthouse. It set a precedent of sorts.
Right, only worse now because they're doing it faster, meaner, louder, and with more willing little Nazi foot soldiers cheering them on, like Patel. And don't give me that public safety bullshit. Who's putting the public at risk here?
That's the administration's line, often, that these actions are necessary for.
It's crap. The only people putting the public at risk are the ICE agents and Trump's personal stormtroopers, turning courthouses into fucking war zones over process.
The argument from the other side would be that failing to detain individuals ordered for removal poses its own risks, but the method here is highly controversial.
Again, this Eduardo Flores Ruiz dude, the guy Judge Dugan allegedly helped. He got caught. They fucking got him.
That's a crucial point. If the individual was apprehended later anyway, it really does undermine the claim that the judge's actions fundamentally obstructed justice in that specific instance.
So what the hell is the point of arresting her? Other than pure, naked revenge. It makes no sense otherwise.
It leads observers to conclude the motivation might be less about that specific defendant and more about sending a message to the judiciary as a whole.
They don't care about justice. They care about obedience. They care about crushing dissent. They care about making examples out of anyone who believes in basic human fucking rights.
It suggests a desire for a judiciary that defers entirely to the executive branch's priorities, particularly on immigration.
And you know what tells you even they know how bad this looks? Kash Patel deleted his triumphant little tweet about the arrest.
Oh, he did? That's interesting.
Gone. Poof. Why? Because even these fascist dumbasses know how insane this looks. They know it's an overreach.
Deleting the post could suggest perhaps an awareness of the negative reaction, or maybe a strategic recalculation. It certainly removes the explicit gloating.
But the message was already sent, wasn't it? The message is, we're coming for you next. Anyone who steps out of line.
That's the chilling effect we discussed. The fear that upholding constitutional norms could make you a target.
Trump wants judges who kiss the ring. He wants judges who just nod along and never ever question dear leader.
He's been quite explicit in the past about his expectations for loyalty from various government officials, including those in the justice system.
And the White House. Their official line is something like, the days of aiding illegal aliens are over.
That's quite the framing. It equates upholding due process or questioning federal agents' procedures within a courtroom with aiding illegal aliens.
That's disgusting. Demanding a warrant, defending the Constitution that's not aiding anyone except the rule of law itself, which they clearly despise.
It sidesteps the entire legal and constitutional question about judicial authority and separation of powers.
And think bigger. Today it's Judge Dugan. Tomorrow it's any lawyer who defends an immigrant too vigorously, any state official who pushes back, any journalist, any activist who says, hey, maybe fascism is bad.
The potential scope is indeed broad. If the judiciary is seen as successfully intimidated, it could embolden actions against other potential checks on executive power.
If you're not terrified yet, you're not paying attention. This is it. This is the line.
It's certainly a moment that warrants serious attention and concern from anyone who values democratic norms and the independence of the courts.
We cannot let this slide. We can't get numb to this. We can't look the other way. This is the fight. The fight for democracy, the fight for decency, the fight for fucking survival.
Understanding these events, the context, the legal principles involved, it's crucial for informed citizenship right now.
And we sure as hell aren't going down quietly. Stay pissed. Stay loud. Stay dangerous to tyrants.
Well, that's about all the time we have for this particular deep dive.
Yeah, but believe me, we'll be tracking every goddamn update on this. You need to know what's happening. So make sure you stay plugged into the Deep Dive Report show.
We try to break down what matters, give you the context you won't get elsewhere.
So do us a favor, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next breaking story or analysis. We got to stick together on this.
Absolutely. Stay informed, stay engaged.
We'll catch you on the next one. Keep fighting.